want to speak in support or opposition to this paper, please come forward.
Hello, my name is Persinger. I'm a citizen of Richmond, Virginia. I don't know why I bother coming to these meetings. You never listen. Well, you listen, or I don't know if you listen, but you hear me say what I say, but it really has any effect. I'd like to speak in opposition to this paper. You're proposing to give over $500,000 to one of the wealthiest landowners in the city. According to Isaac Graves, former advisor to Mayor Wilder, he wrote an article for the Examiner.com citing Stallings and his sister Wanda as owners of Walker Road Partnership, and states that their portfolio includes 100 properties, and their father at one point owned 140 properties. His father purchased this property on August 5th, 1982 for $37,500. It is currently assessed at $520,000. It has been in this family's hands for 22 years, and this is how you reward his family keeping the property in a blighted state of condition, like many of the properties he owns in Jackson Ward. His properties have been cited hundreds of times for code violations. Because he wants to do all the development himself, he's actually retarding the development of Jackson Ward by hoarding property, contributing to urban blight, and this he proposed to reward with a gift of $600,000. What's changed between the first iteration of this paper and the new version of the paper is before it was $600,000 coming from the general fund, and through some wrangling by the administration, I guess Mr. Chapman in particular, I'm concerned because that pot of money, the $319,000, the federal rehab money, at the informal session of January 11th, he said that money was actually assembled over the last 25 to 26 years, I guess to promote affordable housing. There are other developers in the neighborhood that we could give that money to. Stallings, doesn't deserve it, and I don't want to see it go there. Also on today's agenda, you guys don't have public hearings for appointees anymore during committee meetings, which is a damn shame. Because one of the people you're going to be considering is Kelvin Hansen. He's a partner on this project with Mr. Ronald Stallings, and you're proposing to reappoint him to the Economic Development Authority. I don't know what the Development Authority's role is in this financing mechanism, but to me it seems like there may be a potential conflict of interest there. Mr. Stallings is a millionaire. Many of his properties are in an unimproved condition. Mr. Stallings is a member of Broad Street CDA, which some of you may remember. Broad Street CDA had optimistic parking projections about how that would finance the CDA, and it didn't, and City Council has had to give additional money to the Broad Street CDA to meet their bond obligations. This just stinks. In closing, I'd like to ask Ms. Robertson to abstain from the vote because you received a campaign donation of $100 from Mr. Stallings, and that represents a conflict of interest. A conflict of interest doesn't mean you get this or that. A conflict of interest is just the appearance that there may be some funny business going on. And I don't think $100 can get you $600,000, but just to avoid the appearance of a conflict of interest, I would respectfully ask Ms. Robertson to abstain from the vote. Thank you for the opportunity to comment. Please do not let this go through. If he can't do this, it's a $12 million project. This represents less than 5% of the project cost. He owns over 100 properties. He can sell some of those properties. This is not a good deal. Thank you for the opportunity to comment.
Anyone else speak in support or opposition to this paper? If not, we'll close the public hearing and any discussion or action will be had at the committee. Discussion,
I think it's always difficult to spend public's money on economic development